Welcome to the Keep the Faith podcast. I am your host, Tori of Keep the Faith. And of course, I got the one, the only Miss Tonya, the poet, is here. How are
Yes,
you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm excited to talk to you. Of course, we're gonna be talking about a variety of things today. But first off, before we talk about your book, you know
hmm
how I do. Introduce yourself to the people, even though people already know who you are. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Of course, you know you're a Wilson Tiger.
hmm Well, everybody don't know me. Just we live in a small town, so I got a small radius of people who know who I am. I am Miss Tanya the poet, and I do quite a few things in the community. Just being a community activist, a youth mentor. I just really love the arts, and I'm involved in so many things that are art related, content creator. A lot of hats. I wear more than a few hats, but I'm also a poet, and I've had the opportunity to publish my first book, and it's titled The Little Black Book of Poetry. So I've been kind of like feeling this little author thing lately.
Cool. I'm loving it. And of
Yeah.
course, let me just put this out there. If you guys haven't gotten your copy, let me make sure I put it up here right. If you guys haven't gotten your copy of
There
the
it is.
Little Black Book of Poetry, I suggest you get your copy. As a matter of fact, I was there for the soft opening, the
hmm
soft release of the book was this in October, which I think was strategically done during Wilson's homecoming.
Well, let me see you now. Move the book so I can see you. Let them go on Amazon.com and go ahead and get the Little Black Book of Poetry. They can see the cover there. It's plain, it's simple. It's a black book, got some white writing on it. But let me see you. So you were saying you were at the soft opening, which you were, and I
Yeah.
thank you.
So I got an autograph copy,
Ooh.
which I'm digging.
See, you were making me feel real special. Everybody was making me feel really special that night. That night was just really unbelievable for me. I still kind of, I don't know that I've kind of, I'm taking it all in still, to be honest, because since I actually had that little soft release, it's just like I've been going and going and going so much. So I really hadn't had a whole lot of time to take it all in. But I just had a great time.
Well, let me ask you this: what made you call the book the Little Black Book of Poetry? Where did the title originate from?
Well, because basically that's what the book is, Tori. It is a book of Black poems, poems with our experiences, just timeless themes of the Black American experience, some of my experiences, things that we know are happening and that have been going on not only today, but they've been going on for what I like to say forever. I don't know necessarily that it is anything new for us, but it's definitely something that has to be said. So many other poets are saying it, but this is my version, you know?
Absolutely. And I love how you not only like all the poems in there you can relate to, like the black the grassroots. You know I'm gonna have you do some of them for me. But it's like you're covering everything, the culture, politics. It's like a whole gamut of things that you're covering, which is awesome. And I think the book is relatable, not just to us, but to everyone. Everyone that picks up the book can relate to something that's in the book. So that's what I love about it. It's not just for us, but I
Right.
think everyone can relate to it. So I'm
Well,
digging it. So of course you guys can go on Amazon to purchase the book. And make sure when you purchase the book, make sure you leave a review. Leave those reviews. Those reviews are important. So make sure you leave a review. But this is what I want you to do. If you don't mind,
mhm.
now there are some favorites of mine that I would like for you to share. Like I said, my voice is a little challenging right now. So Tanya's gonna be doing most of the talking because my voice want to leave me here and there. But there are some poems that I want you to cover today. I want you, if you don't mind, my top
Okay.
three is this black.
Whoa. You say you got a top three. Okay.
Yeah, the top three. I like them all, but my top three is This Black Mama,
Hmm.
Divided States of America, and yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Okay. Okay. I got you. So what you're trying to say is you want me to read those.
Yeah.
Well,
If
let
not all
me.
three, at least a couple of them, if you don't mind.
I
And then
don't.
we're going to talk about more into the book, and then I'm going to ask you to, of course, everyone can know they can get the book from Amazon, but I want you to let people know how to get in contact with you. Like they may want you to do speaking engagements. Who knows what? You know what I'm saying? You never know who's watching, so you
Right.
don't know what's going to come from this. So we're going to cover more in the book, and then we're going to talk about some other things that's going on.
Well, I'm ready to talk about anything that you want to talk about. Let's just have a conversation.
Okay.
All right. So how you want to do this? Let's see. Let me pull out my little black book. How about that? Or at least one of them. I it feels so good to kind of just have the book in my hands, the physical book in my hands, to turn the pages, just to hear the sound of the page, to feel the crisp of the page. Those are some of the nerdy things that I kind of like about the book, or actually having a physical book. Um, I tell you what I like to read first is Dirt, Roads, and Grass. How about that? You cool with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So the reason why I want to read Dirt, Roads, and Grass is because I'm from the South. We're from the South. We're from South Carolina, right? And this poem is about us, about some of our heroes, some of the legends. We stand on their shoulders. So here it is. They say the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. We coming from the South, dirt roads and grass. William H. Johnson, Dizzy Gillespie, on the good foot get down. Y'all, we done birthed James Brown, Joe Frazier, Ronald McNair. From the cotton fields in Carolina arrived Eartha Kitt. She transported to Harlem, but her roots ran country thick. Althea Gibson, Chubby Checker, Mary McLeod Bethune. We done bred a lot of legends, and we ain't through. It's the South. We Carolina, yeah, we country. We put gravy on our grits. We frying fish down here with the heads on them, and we serious about it. Hot summer days, find shade under trees, quench your many a thirst with a glass of sweet iced tea. Now, some of us traveled north, west, across these lands and back. A good many stayed that rare breed of black, that get up, stand tall, survivor of many falls, because we keep getting up. Ain't never gave up on never give up. Yes, my people, we country, but we built tough. Now, some of us bougie now, that high cotton country. Some hood, ghetto, some still country. We down south living, but we ain't living in no past. On the shoulders of our legends, it's our time to shine now, full circle, back south, because they say the first shall be last. You dig it?
Snap, 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 snap.
Yeah, I mean that's what they tell us. I mean, we on Keep the Faith podcast. So I know you know about that. The last shall be first, the first shall be last. All of my people
Absolutely.
who really understand. And that's just one of those pieces that just being from the South, and I had to give a tribute to, like I said, give a tribute to some of the legends and some of the people who shoulders we stand on, so the young people can know that just because we're from the South, don't make them think that you can't be successful. Don't make them think that where you come from, that there aren't stars who are shining bright, and you can do that same thing. So I wanted to put some names out there that people were familiar with, remind some people, and introduce some young people to some of those legends.
Absolutely. And listen, the video to that poem is it's so, oh my God, it's amazing. I wish I
Uh,
would have had time to include the video in that poem as well. But we can actually, when we're done with the interview, post, if you don't mind, post the link to some of your YouTube videos on the under the in the comments as well, so people can also go to your YouTube channel and subscribe, and also look at some of the videos as well.
Right. Well, I'm Miss Tonya the Poet on all social media platforms. That's MSTONYA, the poet. So they can find me there. Also, the book has its own website. You can go to www.thelittleblackbookofpoetry.com, or you can go to misstanyathepoet.com. So it's really, really easy to find. I try to make it easy for you to find. So if you forget one thing, if you don't know where my social media page is, you can go to the website. You know, I try to make that easy for you.
Okay, cool.
Now, tell me which one you wanted me to read for you. You said you had some favorites. You had
I
This
got
Black Mama.
This Black Mama, Divided States of America, and Yeah, We Do.
Okay, 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 okay.
Not necessarily in that order, however you choose.
Well,
Because
let's go.
we're in time for the holidays, and I think the Little Black Book of Poetry will be a great stocking stuffer. So I didn't
Uh,
want to get too heavy today because it's the holidays. I want to have a little bit of fun today.
okay, that sounds good. I'm with it. And I tell you what, uh, This Black Mama, believe it or not, I have never read this poem out loud to anyone in public. I've never performed this piece. So this is
Really?
a piece, right? This is a piece that I wrote for the book. Because some of the pieces, believe it or not, I write them, but not all of them are necessarily pieces that I feel like are performance pieces. But so I'm going to read this piece, and this is for you because you asked for it. All right,
Thank you.
baby. Let me talk to you about this Black Mama, because this Black Mama is what I know. Can't speak on others, just don't know what they do. And a Black Mama is who I am, so I can speak on this. Through the good times and others, I've loved being a mother. I've learned from the best who learned from the best because we all did the best that we could as Black mamas. With that understood, the path ain't perfect. It got some ditches and potholes. I've sometime ran off the road, had to fix a flat. Yeah, on my own, with just me and my babies. Wasn't no man folk traveling with me for long. A few did come along. I just couldn't pay for what they were asking. Seemed like I was selling myself, so I knew I had to help myself. Sacrifice became my best friend. Make do was my husband, and I do it all again. The good and the not so good things. To get my babies out the nest. To live your best, clip wings. My eyes cry silent tears of joy as I watch you take flight, your journey, your life. Here if you need me, like a good mother would be. Be confident with no fear. Free to roam. If life kicks you too low, you always got a home to regroup, heal wounds, and get back out there. And no, life ain't fair, but who cares? Wasn't nothing ever easy for us. The greatest challenge was put in the hands with trust. Our hands, hands that work hard, our hearts that love strong. No war against others, even with wrong. And still ain't nobody's fool. Take your lessons as blessings, survivor skills tailored for you. A Black mama raised you, recognize fiction from facts. It's a lot of mamas out here mothering. I just can't be like them because your mama Black. So that's why I raised you like that. Strong.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go through some of the comments. Connie says her favorite is the prologue. Am I pronouncing that right? Ain't even got get into the whole book yet, and her mind was blown. Tammy says, "Hey, hello, ladies." And Connie also says, "This piece gives me life. Ain't no crystal stair vibes. I love it. The one that you just did."
Oh, thank you,
So
Connie.
listen, you might need to do that. Hey, put that on the list because I love it. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is so me."
All right. Well,
So and the other two was Divided States of America, and Yeah, you got to do, you got to end on Yeah We Do because everybody loves Yeah We Do.
well,
That
yeah.
one just like Cause matter of fact, when you did it, when we had the women's empowerment last year, oh my God, I was like,
Mhm.
okay then, dope. Well, every time you do it though,
Mhm.
it's just I don't know. That poem is just like that. That's the a lot of people love. A lot of people talk about that one. So
Yeah,
we
it's
got to
usually
end with that, and then some other ones that she did. And Tammy also says, "Yeah, Black Mama."
all right.
That's what's up.
Listen, we as Black people, we have so many experiences. Like I told you, how you could relate to the poem. I love hearing that. I know that it is a lot of our experiences, and you just share them. I just feel like everybody really has a story to tell. You know, so
Hmm.
whether you feel like you're a poet, I feel like people can write, even
Hmm.
if you write, if you journal, it's just a way of release, and that's what poetry is for me. It definitely is one of those ways that I release. I get a lot of things out, but I also take it, you have to take it serious. I took it to that next level and I wanted to be a bit more professional with it. So, I just had to dedicate myself to writing, dedicate myself to the process. And I think that is probably the difference of someone who might just kind of feel like, yeah, I used to write poetry when I was a teenager or when I was 14. And I get it because people tell me that all the time. I get so many people who like, yeah, I used to write poetry when I was young. And I'm like, well, why did you stop? Don't stop writing. So just for those people out there who are feeling like I don't write anymore, start back writing. It's very important. Share your story. Everybody has a story to tell, you know?
Always dropping some nuggets. That was well received. Somebody need to hear that. Me.
Respect.
So the next one you're gonna do is Divided States of America, if you don't mind.
Okay. Let me flip through the book. Divided States of America. See, you know what type of state we living in right now. And speaking of which, Divided States of America, what we gonna do with Mansion? Somebody help me understand why this one man got so much power. Why this one man holding back so much stuff? Listen, y'all pay attention to these people that we putting in office. Pay attention to them. Hold them to these things. Listen, I'm getting a little upset. I'm getting off track, but you
You
understand
definitely
how
you definitely need to be on Jamel's show.
I'm just trying to tell you, you know how I feel about this politics because you
I
know how I
know.
feel about it. I don't feel
I
like it's
know.
politics. I feel like it's politics. And let me just say before I get into this point, because something else made me mad. I'm sorry. Got me a little upset. We had the president go and he did the commencement speech for the December class at South Carolina State University. So that's our an HBCU here in South Carolina. And I didn't watch the whole commencement, but I did happen to be flipping through the channel. So one of the local news stations, I heard a sound bite. And I heard him say, don't, I'm not directly quoting him, but basically this is what he said. He said, the nation is counting on you. So that's what he told this group of students who just graduated from a Black university. He told them that the nation was counting on them. And I heard that and I was like, wow, he really said that? Does he not know that those very students that he was talking about, that those students were counting on him? We're counting on him. So I can't even understand I don't know what his full speech was. It was just a sound bite. So,
Hmm.
I don't want to take it out of context, but I
Yeah.
can say if he can tell them that the nation is counting on him, and that could very well be true. We want them to live their best and live their dreams, but he's got to know that is those students, the people who voted and put him in office, man, we counting on you. It's a whole lot of stuff that I feel like they're not doing and I can't understand because they have the absolute power to do it. Do it. Do it.
Right.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me
You
let me get
good?
back to the let me get to the
That's
point.
what's up. Where the applause at? I don't know how to do this.
All right,
I don't know how to.
divided states of America. We living in these United States where we are divided families with divided mindsets, causing divided communities with lack of opportunities for togetherness. For wanna-be together folks like me, trying to get us to live together, stand together, build together, or do whatever it takes for us to live like Sister Sledge. We are a family. Was that just for the radio? And I can hear somebody sigh. Ah, here she go. Well, yeah, I just wish it was here we go and we just do something different, do something better. Get it together because it makes no sense to be the United States in the state of dividedness. And this poem ain't got much pride in it. These words some will resent, but try and make it make sense if you can. Living in America right now, call it what it is. The good old DSA, Divided States of America, where freedom lacks intelligence, where race is irrelevant because we are divided by so many things. And they say, let freedom ring. Well, that sounds like such an interesting thing. We're caught up in a Twitter universe attention span, short on character, some trying to swipe left, and the right ain't really right, with a president who said, let's make America great again, because he knew that's what we'd have to do after he was in office, a position of profit. Where are our profits? Bring intelligence back again. Give more respect to blood, not skin. Brown and yellow and the whole rainbow. We all know we could be great. Most of us really are. Racism won't work. It never has. We won't go back to days past. Better learn from generations before. Don't let tweets and posts push us to civil war. Memes and hashtags are one thing, but in these streets, Black lives matter for real. Swipe left if you want, but don't let those right thoughts be the wrong thoughts that get you killed. Politics, Republican or Democrat, let's not care about that. Our leaders need to be smarter for starters, to make living in this country easier, not harder, to work together for all people, with all nations, commit to better barters, make me proud to be this American daughter. Now that would be great. But right now, we living in these divided states. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
that piece. I
Lord, that's
mean,
one of my favorites. Yes, yes, yes.
it's our truth. It is a truth. I don't know necessarily that everybody would agree with it, but I'm not necessarily looking for everybody to agree with me. It's an
Absolutely.
expression. And I feel like if you got an opportunity to read the poem or hear the poem and it could just make you think a little differently, or it can make you feel like how a brown girl out here in America feels about what's going on, then
Right.
that's it.
Let me read Kevin comment. Self therapy. The poet Eliza Unique once said that the pen and pad heals her, and the stage performance of what they wrote liberates others. That's so true.
Yes, sir.
Jamel says truth. Tammy says, I'm going to order that book.
All right.
Eliza, yes, yes, yes. That's what's up.
Yeah. Listen, Kevin Mullins is a deep brother. You understand me?
He is.
He's one of my favorite Carolina poets as well. In fact, I went to an event that he had over the weekend. Common Ground had an event at in Marion at the
Mhm.
304 Gallery.
Yes.
Really nice little spot. And whether people know it or not, yes, we have a little culture down here in the country parts of the Carolina. We got some stuff going on, but it was a really nice event. Miss Attitude was out there; she was the feature artist, so I had to go out there and support these same poets who are always supporting me. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
not only do I host open mics, I host live open mic events, and there's just a host of other people who are doing it too. We host them at little breakfast cafes, coffee shops, and galleries, just like any other place that you might get an opportunity to experience it. Uh, Typically, for me, when I host a show, I like to include a little jazz music. So you might, hear a little three-piece band, playing a little jazz on the side because jazz is the music.
Right.
Poetry and jazz are like brother and sister, So we just got a whole lot going on. So I want to say to people who are in South Carolina or who are in the PD area who did not know that we have live events, yes, we do. You got to get out more. You got to ask people. You got to not only just be on Facebook and wait for us to be here on the lives, which I do understand because we're in a COVID situation right now. But I very much want you to know that the culture in a real live in person, that is happening. We've got
Hmm.
a host of artists. We've got so many visual artists here. We've got photographers, we've got singers, we've got poets. And if you've ever gone to a More Than Words event, More Than Words is an artist community. We started that here almost 6 years ago now. With
Hmm.
everyone knows my partner in all good crimes, Tyler Davis. It's just a community that we've been able to build and nurture, and so many of the other things that are kind of coming under that umbrella, and all of the little poets and artists who are coming under that umbrella. You know, we feel good about being able to establish that and just watch it blossom and just watch those branches go all over the place. And it's I love it. It's a good time.
I hate I missed it because because I take my little hiatus from social media.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the invite until after the fact. So Kevin, had
Aw.
I seen it earlier, I would have been there. But I'm not on social media that much.
We understand. Yeah, and guess what? You can't be on social media all the time, you know? As much as we use it, and it really is a tool.
Hmm.
You've got to know when you're supposed to be on this thing and how you should be using it.
Right.
I feel like some people are really addicted to it and they're not using it in the best way. I mean, that probably works out very well for Facebook. That works out well for the company. But make sure if you're going to use it, make sure that it works for you. All right.
Right. Absolutely. And
At least go ahead.
we gonna talk about that in more in depth.
Okay. I'm with it. What you want to do next?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We do is that point. Yeah,
And let
we
me
do is
also
that
read a
point.
couple of comments before you start. Eliza's, I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name. Eliza Unique says, yes, he is. He's the reason I performed today. Common ground is where I got my start. That's awesome.
Yes,
She
yes,
also
yes,
says the
yes.
energy that's there. That's awesome. I hate I missed it.
But you already know that there's going to be more.
Okay. Okay.
There's more. There's more events to come. Let us get through these COVID times and get into this new year and kind of figure this thing out. I don't know what's going on with all of the variants. I don't know what people beliefs are, but the most I can say is keep yourself safe. And if nothing else, we're still riding. And when we can, when the world is really open in a way that you can feel a lot more safe and we can feel a lot more safe,
Hmm.
don't worry, we'll be out here. We're here for you. And thank you, Tori, for doing things like this because people who are doing live events online, that's kind
Hmm.
of given us a life that, we wouldn't be able to share this work if people weren't doing lives. So
Yeah.
I know what that's about too. You know what Yeah We Do is about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Cause like we talking about being online, you go online and they say, hey, you see the hashtags. We got our melanin popping. We got that black girl magic. They say black girls rock. And I'm reading all of those hashtags and I'm like, yeah, we do. That is us. Yeah, we do. We got all that, right? So that's the title of this poem, and this is where I went with it. They say black girls rock. reggae, pop, jazz, hip hop, gospel, classic. We done hashtagged it. We hashtag Black Girl Magic. We got that voodoo, that boombastic. We've been rocking long time. Come along and ride. Our voyage is fantastic. Permission to celebrate our fly? Nah, we're not asking. Black girls rock. Black girls are lawyers and docs, responsible for astronauts traveling through space beyond. Black girl drummers. Black girls write songs and books and poems, movies and TV shows, directing so that our actresses can play more than maids and hoes, playing lead roles because we know the levels of our skills. Black girl politics, Congress, council, black girl activists, police chief, black girl mayors, two little black girls playing in the White House. Malia and Sasha were in there, the smartest, the flyest, most classy, first lady of these United States of America. And time will surely tell if there ever is another. It's because they cloned Michelle. But see, black girls always rock, and we won't stop until the sun don't shine and the moon swallows up the earth, until the color of our skin, our eyes, the shape of our nose, our lips, our hips are not mocked through mouths of uncultured lips. And that ain't stopping. Some ain't learned yet. So we celebrate ourselves as it is us who celebrates us best. Yes. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, we don't stop. Don't get mad because I say we rock. Name a fight that we ain't fought. Us rocking? It's no downplay to any. All girls rock. We know that's true. It's just this rockabration ain't got much to do with you. Imagine that. You want to get upset when we celebrate our black. We make this thing look good. We bad, we bold, we come in all hues, shapes, and sizes. You like it and we realize it. You've been injecting your lips, put shots in your hips, spraying on tans and sleeping with my man. Are you really my friend? I don't know. But we keep rising. We keep rocking because that's what we do. We've been mothering and mentoring, teaching and guiding, building and providing for all, not just our own. This is a serious matter, more than a hashtag. Black lives matter. Now, we never said they were better, but just stop treating ours the worst because our babies, they need us. So we lifting them up. Our movement ain't racist. It just celebrates us. They say black girls rock, and I know it's true. And my sisters, if you feel it like I feel it, say, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
All
Now,
right.
listen, that's enough. If you want more, you got to go to Amazon.com to get the Little Black Book of Poetry. Also, you said the website is it the little is it www the little black book of
Absolutely.
poetry.com?
Right.
Okay, so if you want the book, you want more, you have to purchase the book. We just want to give you little snippets because we're going to shift gears. And also, just like Miss Tonya says, you can her all her social media platforms is Miss Tonya the Poet. She says she's easy to find. But y'all, I encourage y'all to get this book. And like I said, it's in time for the holidays. This is perfect stocking stuffer. You know what I mean? If you're looking for that perfect gift, listen. And I'm one of those people. I love to read, and poetry is my thing. So this would be the perfect gift. And
Yeah.
Charlene is on. She said, "I love that one."
Aw, thank you, Charlene.
And
Yeah.
Kevin says, "Y'all definitely do rock." Thank you, Kev. And so do you. You rock as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the other thing we want to talk about. And you touched on it. We're talking about the power of social media. How are we using social media? Like some people, like you said, is addicted to social media.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, I'm one of those people where when I'm on social media, I want to use it as a powerful tool because it's not social media. A lot of people say, well, social media is bad. It's not that social media is bad. It's how you use it. There are
Absolutely.
people that may abuse it. You know what I mean? But social media is not bad at all. It's how you use it. So whenever I'm on social media, I make sure I want to be a positive influence. I want to and when I'm on the microphone, I want to open my mouth with purpose. I don't want to just be on here just talking, but I just want to use my, platform to do positive things. But a lot of people just like, oh, social media. And for me personally, like I said, a lot of things I miss because I'm not on social media as much, because certain things, because people abuse it, certain things I see I can't unsee
Mhm.
now, but I have taken advantage of the unfollow, delete, and block buttons. But I'm not on social media like that because I'm not one of those people that is addicted to it. Like I said, when I log on, I wanted to be a positive influence, and my whole thing is it's not about me, because everybody that knows me know I'm a spiritual person. So whenever I'm on social media, I like to be a reflection of him, not me. I want to
Right.
be less of Tori, more of him. So that's what I want to use my social media platform. So I want to talk about, I want you to elaborate on what you were saying about, just basically the power of social media. We want to go however you want to go, whatever
Right.
direction you want to go.
Okay. Um, well, as a content creator, I just when I realized where the internet was going, I just let me just backtrack a little bit. Let me backtrack. I'll just tell you a little bit, just a brief little bit about my media experience. I worked in broadcast television. So I'm a former promotions producer with WBTW TV 13. So for many years, I worked in media. And when I was watching the internet and I was watching where you could go with some of the platforms like YouTube and what a lot of the content creators were doing, I realized that, hey, that's a platform that you can really share a lot of information. That's a platform where you can learn a lot of things. So I just found it to be very valuable. Now I was still working at the television station, so I didn't really just kind of dive into it in those early days as much as I probably could have. I won't say should have, but as much as I could have. But I realized its value, right? Um, so it's there. I feel like anything that you want to learn, anything that you want to do, you can find out online. YouTube is really a search engine. If there's something that you can't do or something that you want to figure out, I promise you that you can go and type in the search in YouTube and figure it out. I actually changed the pull start on my lawnmower because I went to YouTube and I watched somebody do it. So I went and brought the part and I actually, I fixed my lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? And so, it made me feel like, hey, I'm a lawnmower mechanic now. But I say that to say there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing you can't find out. Right. So I love that. Um, it took me a while to get on Facebook. What I feel like is an issue purpose was for me is I realized that I could get in contact with a lot of family and friends that I couldn't because we all grew and went all of our separate ways and we're just in many different locations. But you all know this. You all know what it was for. But today, you can build your businesses, you can promote your businesses. There's just so many things that you can do with it. So I encourage people, I encourage entrepreneurs, I encourage people who want to be content creators. Explore that, use it to your advantage, build your community, and put your work out there. Like, just like you said, and what we're doing right here, right now with Keep the Face, you know that you have a certain platform and you want to present certain messages and you bring people on and you have conversations with people. So I think you're just like a perfect example of what people can do with it. Now, you know, you could take it to many different levels. It's going to be what you inject into it. It starts out small, but it's a lot of work. I feel like some people look at these big time content creators who are on YouTube And they might get disappointed because they don't have as many subscribers or followers. But I don't think that they understand that these people have teams. It takes a team to do this. If you feel like you want to be a huge content creator on any platform and do it without a team, I'm going to tell you that's not going to happen, because it's just a lot of work. Not only do you have to um, provide the content, it has to be edited. You have to promote it. There's just so many things that you can do with it, but you can do that in a very smart way. And you can do that with a small team, but you're going to have a team. So when you get to a certain level, your small time content creator, when you're ready to take it to the next level, you've got to probably get you an intern, somebody who can kind of put your social media promos out there, somebody who is dedicated to doing that, because you cannot do everything. As creative as you want to be, I don't care if you have the talent to do it all or not. And it's not even necessary for you to have the talent to do it. You, as a content creator, if you know what message you want to put out there, that's great. Let somebody else shoot it. Let somebody else edit it. There's several ways of getting that done as well. If you don't have someone who is near you to be able to do that, if you don't want to hire someone, or feel like you have the budget to hire one of the a top tier type of editor, well, that's fine. There are editors out here who will do that. You can take advantage of things like Fiverr. There's editors and content providers who are making posts. You can do it. And it's at a smaller budget, a budget that might be a little more reasonable for your pocket, but you're going to have to do it. And I would encourage you to do it, because if your intention is to make this profitable and to monetize your platforms and your channels, you're going to have to invest in it. There's no way that you should be thinking that you're going to do this stuff yourself. You're not going to spend any money, and then you have the expectation of having all of these followers and people coming and follow you and to monetize from that page when you're not investing in it. And I also want to say I see a lot of mistakes that a lot of people do with making posts, which is a little bit I feel like they need to think about it. Like when they're making their posts, I could tell people who are doing their own stuff a lot of the times. Because if you think about, you have a phone and the average person is really watching this content on their phone, on an average, more people are. So when you're making a post and you've got all of these words on here, no, break that down. You've got small letters, small fonts. Nobody's able to read that. People are not responding to that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm one of those persons. Because if I'm going to go to a post that is to be a promotion, and if it's not big and clear, I want the main things. I want to know what it is. I want to know the date. I want to know the time. And those things need to be big in my face. If I've got to read it and it's a small font, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm strolling past your stuff. And a lot of other people are too, because you're not making it convenient for me. And you don't realize that. You're just going to some of these things like Canva, which is good. Canva is a really great app to use if you want to do your promotion. But increase the font. Just little things, Little things matter. But little words, I'm not reading it. I got on my reading glasses now, But I'm just trying to tell you, people are going to stroll past that. Don't use, I don't know, just get help. Get help. Don't
Right.
try to do everything yourself.
Right. And I was looking at Miss BB comments. She said, "Great information. Less is more. Give me the meat."
Yes. Very true, very true, very true. But those are just some of the things that I noticed. But you can definitely you can monetize these things. It's very true. But you're gonna have to invest. So just invest more time, more help, and just elevate. So if you were at a certain level, I mean, it's okay for it to be like some people feel like they don't want to start, they don't have the right camera. I say forget all of that. Start with your phone. I think it's a good thing to be able to go back and look where you started and watch yourself and watch where you have grown. Because then that's showing me how serious you are. That's showing everybody how serious you are. So don't even worry about that. Start with what you got.
Absolutely. And actually, you taught me that because I wanted to give up.
I do remember.
Because, and y'all, my throat was getting dry, getting a coughing spell. But listen, like, Tanya's one of the ones that dropped jewels on me because, like, back in 2019, I wanted to give up because one of the main things I was telling Tanya, I said, well, who's going to be listening? And she was like, you're worried about the wrong thing. The people that you're supposed to reach, you will reach those people. Like in the beginning, you can't focus on who's watching, whether they're listening or not. You can't focus on the views. You can't focus on the likes and all of that. Sometimes we focus on the wrong thing. So that's why now my main goal is making sure that I do everything with purpose and on purpose with pure intentions.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So that's what it's all about for me. It's not about the likes, the follows, or anything of that nature. I just want to make sure I do everything with purpose.
I got you. And you know what else too? It's about being consistent. It really is. It's the simple things, but you gotta be consistent. You know, if you're gonna do a show, you need to consistently be there on that day and that time when you tell people that that is what you're gonna do. If you told those people that's what you're gonna do, then do it. You know.
That was the other thing too. Consistency. You
Mhm,
taught me that as well. Like when we did that project last December,
mhm.
what it was the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, right.
Yo, that consistency means a lot because you get people watching and then they're looking forward to it.
Mhm. You do.
So
You
yeah, that
do.
consistency is key as well.
It is, and then not only that, you're there for the viewer, but it's also helping you figure out, who your viewers are. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be consistent. Get out there, put it out there. Don't think about those wrong things. And like I say, grow. What you do? You plant a seed. It's not get ready to be a tree tomorrow. You know, it's not.
Absolutely.
So just do the
Abs-
work and keep doing the work.
And like you said, you got to make the necessary investments. And even not and it's not always about spending a whole lot of money as well.
No, not at all.
Because here's the thing, here's one of the things for me as well. I'm really big on my time.
Hmm.
I'm upset when you waste my time. Do not waste my time. It's a commodity that I cannot get back. So don't waste my time. So
Absolutely.
we have to put in the necessary investments for ourselves and push ourselves. And a lot of times, which I gotta give you your props, like I said, that PR today, that's what it's all about. You got to constantly promote yourself. And like a lot of I know a couple of my friends will get discouraged, like the business owners. I'm putting out this flyer or I'm putting out this commercial and no one's liking it. Don't
Hmm.
worry about that. Just keep promoting yourself. Because
Right.
trust me, they may not, and I tell people this all the time, especially business owners, people that are pushing and content creators as well. They may not like it, they may not comment, but trust me when I tell you, oh, they watching.
Right.
So just keep pushing out the content and be consistent with it. Cause like Tanya promoted this. Cause like I said, y'all, my voice has been going in and out. And I do very little social media on Mondays because I consecrate on Mondays. But I appreciate Tanya because she been like promoting the podcast all day. I mean, my PR person been on it today. But that's what
So
you're supposed to do. Like when you do podcasts, you do your business. You gotta be consistent with promotions, and that way when people keep saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," and that's what you have to do. And I've learned that being in radio for 20 plus years. Like you gotta keep putting it out there,
you do.
because like you put it out at one time, people gonna forget. And Tanya has teaching me that I got to do a better job with promotion because like when I do my podcast on Monday, what I've been doing is just like putting the flyer out there like the day before, the day of, but I'm gonna do a better job of promoting at least a week in advance. But because I'm not
Even
on social
wait, hold
media as
on.
much.
Even if it's just a few days, even
Yeah,
if it's a few
yeah,
days,
yeah,
week out, great,
yeah,
lovely. But even if you
yeah,
give yourself a few days, because you want to give people a few days, you know what I mean? You never know.
yeah. But
You
I
never
gotta do
know
better
what
with
people
that,
have
doing
scheduled.
the better promotion. But I appreciate all the promotion that you did today. Cause like I said, I was trying to rest my voice. And now that we're approaching an hour, my voice want to get dry. And I'm like, really? I've been making it through this whole time. Really? That's why I didn't want to do too much talking. But
We can stop.
here's the other thing that I wanted you to touch base on as well. Cause like I said, you really encouraged me to keep at it. What do you say to that person that may be watching and they maybe want to start a YouTube channel or um just be a content creator and they get discouraged and they want to give up? Like, cause I mean, like I said, you don't understand. It was, and the crazy thing about it, that was my first time meeting you, and you dropped so many nuggets on me. And as a matter of fact, it was 2019. It was a Giving Tuesday,
Hmm.
and within that few minutes, you dropped so much nuggets on, And I just, like I said, I wanted to give up, and you was like, you're working, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're overthinking it.
Yeah, people do overthink it. And let me say this, because really, I'm giving you, like, I give a few little jewels, like how you want to say, but I personally am a smaller content creator. I don't push a whole lot of content simply because, like I told you, you can't do you can do everything that you want to do. You just can't do them at the same time. And as
Right.
you all know, I just published this book. So I've been writing and I do a lot of writing. I host open mics. So, in terms of being able to have that dedicated time to really pushing my own channel the way that I know that it needs that care and needs pushing, I just would not have the time to do that. So that's why I'm telling you, and you can see that it takes a team to do that. So you're going to have a team when you're going to want to do all of that stuff. But aside from taking it to that next level, because that's that next level, like you're at a level now where I would say you're a small content creator, and when you're ready to take it to that next level, that's when you'll start bringing in some people who are going to help you out, right? But for that person who just wants to get get established, just start shooting some videos. Stop overthinking it. Pull your phone out, okay? Start recording some videos. Now listen, don't get on there and start just talking about something and having no direction, okay? You need to know what you're going to be talking about. Write some bullet points. You don't have to write out everything that you're going to say, because you really don't want it to be robotic, but you can make some little bullet points, give yourself a little index card so you can have an idea of where you're going to go with the content that you're going to create. And to be honest, I mean, you can choose a day where you choose a couple subjects that you want to touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you take that day, and whatever day that is, it could be a Sunday, and you could say, this week coming up, I want to touch 3 topics, right? So you write those topics down, and then you get into the key things that you want to discuss about it, put some bullet points in it, and sit down, sit in front of your camera, whether that is your phone or a camera, whichever one it is, and record your content. All right. So this is when you don't have anyone. This is when you're trying to do it small yourself. So you've got those 3 pieces, record that content, edit
Right.
that content. And from that content, you can take out small little, like take out a few seconds, anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds, where I think you all are familiar with reels now and stories and shorts. So you take little nuggets from it where you can promote what your actual piece of content is about, and make those people filter over to your YouTube so that they can see the whole thing. It is about promoting. And that's what businesses are doing. So you're really like making mini commercials, right? For
Right.
your content. And so
Right.
that's a good way to use some of your social media platforms. That's a good way to use your Facebook and your IG reels and your TikToks Do it, right? So you make your little mini little promos, 15, 30 seconds, send them over to your YouTube where they can see the whole piece and just slowly and organically build. Somebody's going to be interested in what you have to say. There's an audience for everybody.
Right.
And stay true to your audience, right?
Mhm.
You figure it out, but you
That's
got to do the
awesome
work.
information. That's awesome information. But listen, we're approaching that hour mark. I don't want to take up too much of your
Wow.
time, but listen, you guys, make sure you get the Little Black Book of Poetry. You go on Amazon.com or www.thelittleblackbookofpoetry.com. Am I saying that right, Tanya?
You are. I can't
Okay.
say anything. You didn't say anything wrong. It was all right.
So
Amazon.com and the Little
make
Black
sure you guys get
Book
the
of
book
Poetry.
because I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. And once you get the book for yourself, you're gonna wanna gift it as well. So, like I said, we're just in time for the holidays.
Hmm.
What Christmas is what 5 days, and I can't even believe that we're already at the end of 2021.
Yeah.
This year
This,
went by like so fast.
the past 2 years just kind of flew by me, in fact, you know.
Right. I'm just like, what?
But
2020? Now it's
I'm
about to
ready
be
for 22.
2022. And I
Mhm.
remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but back when it was 19, what, the year when 2000 was coming in, and everybody was like, the world gonna end, all this crazy stuff. And now it's about to be 2022.
Right.
That's crazy. And I
So
remember
that's wait,
thinking,
hold on. But that's why you know not to listen to these people when they're telling you that the world is getting ready to be over. You know how many times we've gone through this where people thought the world was getting ready to be over. We can't mess up the world that much. I mean, I know we do some bad things, a little BS, and we could be a little bit better and care a lot more. But you know what? I don't even think we have the power to destroy God's world. That's just my thought. You know?
absolutely, you're right. You're absolutely right about that, though, because people and their theories.
The theories just keep coming and passing and they bring new ones and it's just fear. They just create all of this fear for people and people just don't know what direction they're going into. But let me say this. I'm gonna say this and then we gonna go. You know, people going through some hard times. We're not gonna deny that. But I want you all to know that nothing is impossible. I want you guys to cling to family a little bit more. Start healing a little bit more of those family relationships. I feel like we can get through some of these times that are difficult for some of us as individual people and individual small families if we kind of get together. You know, we used to live in generational households. I don't know where it happened or why it happened that we felt like everybody's got to be uh, in their own this big home, excessive house. I don't know what that lifestyle is about. I don't know if that's what, but let me say this: if that's what you want, then hey, that's fine. But that's not necessary to have a happy life, right? I don't need $1 million home to feel happy, but I need the love of my family. We need to heal. We need to learn to live with each other because if we pool our resources, we'll get through some of these hard times. And it might get worse before it get better. Some people are losing their homes. Some people don't know where they're going to go. That's why you've got to build and you've got to mend these family relationships. Okay? Build and mend these family relationships. And I'm gonna show y'all this book. Let's give a special dedication and an all respect to bell hooks and this book here. You see, I've got some little side notes in there, but let me tell you something. I'm reading this book, and I hadn't actually read this book before, and I'm wishing. Well, I shouldn't say I'm wishing, but I had hope that I could have gotten this book so many decades ago. I feel like it would have helped me heal so much more. Y'all listen to me. Listen to me. All about love. You gotta read this book, men and women, and it's not what you're thinking. Everybody think love has to be about romantic love or love type relationships. Get that out of your mind. and understand that love is much more vast than romantic love, please read that book. Respect to due to an awesome writer, a free speaker. You know, I've always been aware of who she was. I love the way she talks. If you get an opportunity to listen to her talk and listen to her talk to some creatives and talk to some critical thinkers, it's an awesome thing. Something you can do on YouTube. So just look up bell hooks. But I encourage you. I'll leave you. Even though we were talking about my book, it ain't about me. You don't even have to buy. I'm serious. You do not have to buy the Little Black Book of Poetry. Let me tell you something. I wrote that, I released it. Who buys it? I appreciate it. But I didn't write that book for money. Okay? I didn't. So I want to tell you, I really want to tell you, and I encourage you to buy Bell Hooks, All About Love, if you haven't had an opportunity to read it. If you can't buy it, I encourage you to go online, get the audio book. I encourage you to go to your library. But there's information in there that she's sharing that is very brand new for me. I'm hearing some things in ways that I've thought, but to hear a critical thinker and a writer express it in a way that is really easy to read, oh man, I love it. So I'm going to stop talking.
That's awesome. I never heard of it.
Well, I just
So
told you.
I gotta look that up.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely. And you know, I'm all about love. So I know I would love the book.
Well, let me tell you something. Wait till you realize you don't even know about the love that you think you all about. That's what
Really?
I'm saying. Yes, ma'am. Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right.
I'm
So
gonna look that up.
that's y'all lesson for the day. Get the Little Black Book of Poetry if you want to, but I encourage you to get It's All About Love. Another one of my favorite poets. I got one more book. Y'all need to read. I know
Right.
y'all need to read. Anytime you feel stuck or feel like, especially if you're a creative person, if you feel stuck, you feel like you've got these blocks, you don't know what to write, read.
Right.
Nikki Giovanni's latest book. Like I like a lot of her work. She's one of my favorites. I look up to her so much. But Make Me Rain is really one of my favorite books right now. Like I am really digging this book. So I'm always reading like more than one book.
Yeah.
So right now I'm reading, you know, Bell Hooks, and I'm reading Nikki Giovanni's latest book. Get that, Make Me Rain. You won't be disappointed. All right?
I'm bad. I do that as well. I read more than one thing at a time.
Yeah, we can do it. But read, read, read,
Yeah.
read. I want y'all to read because I want y'all to introduce your kids to these books.
Absolutely.
It's for me, you know, I didn't grow up in a home where I was introduced to Black literature. I went to HBCU, and that's when I really started. You know, I got in an environment of people and my peers who just knew so much more about Black literature than I did. And so that's when I really started getting into it. I didn't read Malcolm X until I was in college. You
Wow.
understand what I'm saying? So, as early as we can introduce these to our kids, you probably should read what you want. For
Yeah.
me, growing up, I was interested in reading magazines. My mom always had Essence magazine in the house, Jet magazine, and Ebony, and it was really important for me to read those magazines. I loved it. So even if you just read articles, but
Hmm.
you need to read. All right,
Right.
I'm done. I'm done for real, Tori. I'm done.
Listen, it was a pleasure having you on. Definitely got to have you back. And of course, like I said, it's not in time for the holidays. Wanted to talk about like didn't want to get too heavy today because Christmas is in 5 days. So I'm wishing everyone a happy holidays. Whatever you choose to do, be safe. And if you like to be a guest on the Keep the Faith podcast, you can email me at faithisnecessary@gmail.com, or you can text or call me at 843-920-8124. Also, if you would like to be a sponsor or advertise on any of the podcasts at the One Night Team Media Group, you can also contact Jamel. And I should know Jamel's number by heart, but I'm pulling his number up right now. So if you need to call Jamel live, he'll be more than happy to assist you. Jamel's number is 843-687-505055. That's 843-687-5055. We have many podcasts at the 119 Media Group. So if you like to advertise or anything, make sure you holler at Jamel. And it's been a pleasure having Miss Tonya the poet, the lady with many hats, on the Keep the Faith podcast. And like I said, even though she said you don't have to buy the book, I want you to buy the Little Black Book of Poetry, because I said, especially for my poetry, and even if you're not a poetry lover like myself, if you pick up the Little Black Book of Poetry, you will become a lover of poetry. So I stand behind this book, and y'all already know I don't put my name on anything. I just don't
Thank
do
you.
that. But I got much love and respect for Miss Tiny the Poet. She's all of that and a bag of chips. Yeah, Black girls rock. Yeah, we do. Y'all already know we do.
Yeah, we do.
But Tanya, you got to come back. We're gonna be doing some big things in 2022. Got some things coming up, which we'll talk about at a later date.
I will.
So definitely gonna have you back on the Keep the Faith podcast.
Thank
And keep
you.
up the great work. You're always doing some phenomenal things.
I appreciate you.
So, like you say, I'm gonna say, like you said, much respect.
All right. One love.
All right, you guys take care. If you missed the beginning, make sure you watch the replay, and have a great evening. And like I said, if you like to be a guest on the podcast, get at me. And I always say this as well. I got to start back saying, well, I was saying this in the beginning and I got away from this, but I got to start back saying this. Whatever we go through in this thing called life, we may bend, but don't you dare break. Always remember, whatever obstacles we encounter in this thing called life, always remember to keep the faith. We out, y'all. You guys have a great evening. Peace.